might cry. I knew I was gonna cry on this podcast. Victor! Bleep it out! Bleep it out! So I don't know anything besides he's funny.
The Justin Bieber, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Introduce I can't do this.
I feel like you're on live TV or something. This is scary.
This is just the biggest audience. It's like that TikTok where it's like, what did she say? Victor, you did this? Have you seen those? That's how he looks like by the camera.
Oh.
Victor,
That
you
is-
did this?
You're giving something over there. Thank you. We appreciate you being here today, audience. Our
Yes,
live
thank
studio
you, Jaren.
audience. Thank you, Jaren.
I
We
saw this
appreciate you.
TikTok comment the other day,
Mhm.
and it was just like, it was talking about, oh, I'm so nervous for when I get famous, and all the comments were like, oh my gosh, yes, I'm like stressing about my Oscars speech. And then another one was like, oh my gosh, yes, I'm stressing about my Jimmy Fallon interview.
Yeah.
That's how I feel today.
In that
I'm
chair.
Like, mm-hmm. I was like, oh man, this is bigger than Fallon.
Hey, thank you. Thank you. We're back. We're back. And I have the privilege and honor of introducing one of my besties.
I'm Yvette. Hi. I don't know if you were going to introduce me.
Wait, I should have said it. Okay, this is my friend Yvette. I enjoy her. I enjoy spending time with her. And I know you guys will too. So stop. Practice.
I'm just gonna quit moving on.
I can't do it. I just see him like,
I gotta quit moving.
like,
I'm gonna stand here and
Go, Victor. Starting off with Yvette. What's your middle name? And tell us why.
my middle name is Montana.
What are you named after? Like Hannah Montana?
No,
Or-
that wasn't until later.
Okay.
I'm named after a quarterback, 49er quarterback. He played for, I think, the Chiefs. I don't know, football people. I
Football
may be
people in the
wrong.
audience?
Correct
He did
me.
not. Our audience
Like,
says no.
before that, because I think, I don't know. I may be wrong. But Joe Montana.
49ers.
Yeah. But prior to that,
Oh.
I don't know. I
didn't
may be
know.
wrong. Fact check me, But I know he was a 49er quarterback. That's why my dad chose it. We're 49er fans.
Okay.
But, yeah. I don't know who else he played for.
How did you feel last year about the 49ers and the Chiefs?
I thought I got over it, and then you just brought it up. It hurts. It hurts. Because I've been wanting to witness a 49er Super Bowl win in my lifetime with my dad. And I don't think I'm going to get that. We're going to see hopefully next year.
Maybe next year.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I wish you the best. I mean, I'm a Browns fan, so I just wish that they get good practice.
Yeah.
They're just a practice team, I feel like, and they're awesome. They have really loyal fans.
Yeah.
I feel like 49ers are the same way. They have very loyal fans.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
Yeah.
I feel like we have so much to say.
I know.
and It's not
It's like,
coming
where
out.
do we start?
Where do we start? Where it all started.
Hmm.
The creation.
Mm.
I heard somebody laugh. I don't know who's back there. Victor!
I'm sorry. I renamed Caitlin's boyfriend Victor.
Victor.
Not to be confused with Vector from Despicable Me.
I like that guy. I liked his suit because it was orange. I really like that color.
Mm-hmm. That's what the color this is, too.
Yeah. You smell him? Give us
Smell
a little
good.
ASMR.
I don't know. You're not supposed to tap it, right? Or, I don't know.
You can like Scratched, I think.
This is my Lara bar. I'm trying to eat healthier. We're kind of failing in that department, but we're getting back on track. It's a date bar.
What is a date?
It's
Speaking
like
of
a
dates.
fruit. What about it?
I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Can I tell you what's in this?
Speaking of dates. Can we
Back
set
to
you
the
up on
Lara
a
bar.
date?
Back to the Lara bar. We have unsweetened coconut, cashews, almonds. That's it, and dates.
Would you eat that?
It's good. This
Is
is
it
nature's
really good?
dessert.
You are a dessert girl,
I
though.
love a sweet treat.
I was telling my mom this weekend, if we go out to breakfast, Yvette's getting, the sweet version rather than the savory. Why is that?
I love breakfast because you have, a legit reason to order a dessert. It's, appropriate.
Yeah, no one's gonna frown upon you for getting, a stack of pancakes with, cinnamon, butter, or whatever.
Mm-hmm. I know.
What's your favorite breakfast, then?
Pancakes. Sweet pancakes.
I can't
Or
get
a
on
pastry.
that train.
I'm a big pastry gal. I love pastry.
What kind of pastries?
Any. A muffin, a Danish, a strudel, anything. A
A
cinnamon
strudel?
roll. I love a pastry. I was just thinking about that the other day. I was like, I wish they had more bakeries, you know?
Here? Yeah.
Mhm.
What kind of bakeries?
Ones that sell, what is it?
Strudels?
Strudels and Danishes and all that.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
Yeah.
get on it.
Okay.
What is your occupation, Yvette Juarez?
Am I giving out all my information here?
I
don't feel...
You can make up an occupation. That'd be funny. Just lie.
No. Jaron did. Also, Jaron didn't tell us much info about him. I am a substitute teacher. I'm a permanent sub, so I work at the same school every day. And I love it because I get to do all the teacher stuff without actually being responsible for all of the extra stuff that comes with being a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Do you have any good stories to tell? Anything that the kids have done that were straight up illegal? Or
No.
no?
They
Do you
just
have any
say
funny
they
stories?
say the darnest things.
Like what?
Yesterday, actually, in pre-K, I had a student say, just out of nowhere, just random, I was across the room, she's like, Miss Yvette's married? And I was like, what? This is news to me. I was like, shoot, they knew something I don't know. So yeah, that was fun. And then,
Did they just make that up?
yeah, she's like, Miss Yvette's married. And I was just like, where did you get this info, girl? She's like 4.
Oh,
Yeah, this is pre-K. So I was like, this is funny.
you're
I was
to who?
I was all, this is news to me.
Are you single?
I am. Another story. Let's see, another story. Oh yeah, same class yesterday. The
Mhm.
teacher was like, how did Miss Yvette do? She asked one of the because the kids saw I had a toy. And then I was like, the teacher gave me a toy. It was a little weenie dog, I don't know, slinky kind of thing. And so I liked it. And one of the kids was like, oh my gosh, Miss Yvette, where'd you get that? And I was like, oh, I'm not going to say the teacher's name. Oh, she gave it to me. She said I did really good today. So she gave it to me. And then she was like, the teacher was like, what do you think? Did Miss Yvette do a good job? And she's like, pretty much. And we cracked up laughing. I was like, pretty much? Not entirely? What did I do wrong?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Are they harsh critics of you?
No.
No? They're
They
nice?
love me.
Okay, that's good.
They love me because I'm the fun one. I'm not the main teacher, I'm the fun aunt that visits. So.
You give fun aunt vibes. You're very nice, like fun aunt.
Hey, thanks.
Hey,
I want to be a fun aunt. I'm an aunt now. This year, this year just started. Last year, I just became an aunt.
how does it feel?
It feels amazing. I was like telling my brother, I don't know how I'm supposed to love my own kid more than my nephew. I love him so much. I'm like, I can't imagine loving another child more than this one.
Uh-huh.
What do you mean? Or like if they have another child, how am I supposed to love that kid too? Like all of my love is in this kid.
Mm-hmm. And he also like looks like her.
Mm-hmm.
It's like insane how much he looks like her. He looks like he could be Yvette's kid. And so I'm like, Yvette, did you have a baby?
Me and my brother are identical. So
You and your brother are identical?
me and my older brother, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
That's how it happened. That's gonna be crazy.
I know. And
That's
then I'm
so
like, what if
cool.
my kids don't look like me? I'll be kind of sad,
Whoa, some strong genes.
you know?
What are you looking for in a guy?
We're not doing this. We are not doing this. Back to
back to what you're actually looking for. A Ryan Gosling.
Oh yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that. Where it came about. Give us.
I fell in love. It was the summer of no, I'm just kidding. It probably was the summer of like 2013. I went to the movies with my mom and my cousin.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the movie Crazy Stupid Love. And that was the movie that I fell in love. I was like 13. And I was like, whoa, who is this guy? Who is this man? Because prior to that, never knew who he was. I never had even seen The Notebook prior to that. So definitely didn't know who he was. And yeah, from there, came to watch some more movies of his and had a birthday party of him.
What was the birthday party entailing?
You know, just Ryan Gosling cake, Ryan Gosling gifts. It was my 15th birthday.
Okay.
And by far that has been my best birthday ever.
The best one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. I'm excited to see what you may do this year. Any plans on the birthday this year?
We may be having a 10-year anniversary from my 15th birthday and do Ryan Gosling theme all over again.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
What's been your like favorite Ryan Gosling movie since then? Or top 3?
I really like Crazy Stupid Love, just in general.
Okay.
That was the one that got me hooked, but love that movie. The Notebook's a classic. Fall Guy. I think Fall Guy's up there.
Really?
Yeah, I like that movie. That's like his newest one. That one's probably my favorite right now.
How many times have you watched it?
3.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you like Fall Guy? Why do you like that kind of Ryan Gosling?
I just love his character. He's so golden retriever in it. Like, he's nice to everybody in that movie. He helps them solve the mystery. Like, he's just so golden retriever. He doesn't, like, talk bad to anybody at any point. Everyone's, like, kind of being mean to him at some points. And he's still just like, well, I'll do whatever you want. Like, how could I make this right?
He dirtied my Shirley.
He's just great in that movie.
That's a good movie. I feel like that movie is like feels like the most like him in real life. I don't know if you can agree.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like he seems like a low-key, like, fun, chill guy who's not going to get too hurt about really anything. Because, I mean, he's super rich and super famous and has it all, like, his family and career. So I feel like that movie, I felt like he seems the most like himself. But, like, a little bit playing the character. I don't really like Emily Blunt, though. I can't get on with her. Do you like her?
I like her.
Who's, like, another guy? Celebrity crush or anybody? Like
Timothy Chalamet.
Really?
I liked him. But now, I don't know. I'm not really like him.
Have you seen Wonka?
No.
Oh.
I don't think I've seen many of his movies, now that I say that.
Have you seen Beautiful Boy?
That was the one I watched. Other than that,
Have you seen Kylie Jenner and Timothy Chalamet together?
Yeah. Not a fan. That's what kind of like, I don't know about this guy anymore. That's how I felt. This one Which one? Okay, this crush is kind of crazy.
Okay.
I just thought he was funny.
Who?
But he's like, oh my gosh. You're going to be like, what?
Is it President Snow?
Oh, yeah, we love him too.
Last year, oh my gosh. Y'all know. Y'all
Mhm.
know.
Mm-hmm. But this one is like, I don't know what it is. I don't know. But I'm over it. But at one point, I really liked him.
Who?
Pete Davidson.
Cut the cameras.
Yeah.
Victor, get back in. I'm just kidding. No way.
Yeah.
From what? From what?
I watched
That
a
is-
lot of SNL, and he just, I don't know, it was like, he's dorky. Like, he was like,
He looks like he-
scrawny, and yeah, I liked him. I liked him a little malnourished back then. I was like, oh, he's just like a nerdy guy, like, no one knows him, like, and then, yeah, he dated Ariana, and then went on, he dated a lot of girls, and I'm like, I don't know about this guy anymore. He had humble beginnings, and now,
He's blown up.
mm-hmm.
Does he still look the same? I haven't seen the way he looks now.
I just saw an interview of his, a like clip from Jimmy Fallon yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
He looks better. He looks
Yeah?
healthier. That's what everyone's saying. So I'm like,
Oh,
that's
okay.
good.
That's good. I mean, he's gone through some hard things. I don't know
Yeah.
how his comedy is, though. Like, I'm not really into his comedy.
Yeah.
But
I've never seen any of his stand-ups. I've just seen on SNL.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know what his comedy outside of that's like.
I feel like Timothy Chalamet is doing really good on SNL, though.
I didn't watch that one.
I watched-
Fake fan.
Oh,
I've been meaning to, though.
one where they're, like, bouncing on the things, and that one was really funny. He's, like, an instructor.
I've seen clips of that, yeah.
That one is funny. Who's another one of your loves?
I think that's about it.
Justin Bieber?
Oh, yeah. JB. Love his music more.
Okay.
I don't really keep up with his personal life too much.
Okay.
It's kind of sad. I feel like I could have been a bigger fan.
Mm-hmm.
But in middle school, it was not cool to like him. So I kind of fell off.
Yeah, it
'Cause-
wasn't.
You know, you got me fun if you liked him. So I was like, oh, no.
So you kept
Nobody's
it-
going to know. Even though I had the, what was it? Like, Teen Bop or like, what was it? Teen 14, Tiger
The-
Beat, like,
The
magazines
with him.
with the posters. I had some of those up in my room. And I was like, no one's going to know. Like, no one can know about
Oh
this.
my
And then I
gosh.
vividly remember at Walmart, they were selling Justin Bieber shirts, and I really wanted one. But I was like, I can't, because then I'm going to step out in school, and everyone's going to see that. Oh, no. That's like a target on my back. I said, nope.
I forgot about that time.
Mm-hmm.
That it was, like, not cool to like Justin Bieber for, like... Because it was cool, like, in, like, the 2010s, like, late 2010s. And then early 2010s, it was like, no. And then he came out with, like, Beauty and the Beat. And then I was like, okay, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But then Purpose came out. Isn't that the one where he's in the black and white album? Purpose album came out. And it's like people had a 180, I felt like.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was cool again. And
Mhm.
like everybody was listening to the Purpose album because they were listening to, what is that song? Love Yourself? You love yourself.
Mhm.
You should go and love. I was like, what happened here? Do you feel like that happened? Like there was like some shift?
Yeah. He also was getting in trouble as he got older, too. And so people didn't like him because of that.
Mm-hmm.
As a kid, there was no legit reason. They were just like, no. Maybe because of his baby voice. Yeah, I remember people made fun of that. So that's why you're like, he's lame. But then he
Yeah.
grew up, and then he made some kind of questionable decisions. So then people didn't like him because of that. So, yeah. I
That's
think
funny.
he's just recently started to become more acceptable.
Cool again.
Yeah.
I
And
feel
now we're embracing it as we're older.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, yeah, I'm embracing my early teen love. And I don't care who knows it.
Yeah, I feel like that's how people feel about like One Direction too, because
Oh,
like
yeah.
they came out of the closet, like all of them, and I was like, I didn't know you liked One Direction. And there's some people that are like, oh, I don't care, I liked One Direction, because I feel like they went through the same thing. It was like, oh, it's embarrassing. I think it's just middle school.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing to like anything that you want to like, and it's like, what?
Mhm.
I don't know what I liked back then, but I wasn't a fan of One Direction.
Me either.
Not really Justin Bieber too much, but I did like him. And then Purpose came out, and I was like, oh yeah, I like him. Do you feel that same way about Taylor Swift? Because I do. She goes in and out. I'm not a stan at all, but I know you are. Give us some Taylor lore. Give us your story with Taylor.
She's just the earliest artist I liked.
Okay.
I was like 6. I remember it vividly. I got my first Taylor Swift CD. That was her first album. My dad gave it to me after we had like a movie night at my school. It was like an after school fun function or something in the evening. And my dad gave it to me. And I was like so happy. And after that, I got every album that came out. Mm-hmm. And then, I went through a little phase in little middle school where I was like, I don't like Taylor. I liked her, but if anybody asks, I'm like, I'm not owning that. What do you mean? But I loved her. Loved her. And then, high school started to, embrace it a little more. Then college. And now I'm, still love some of her music. But as I've grown, I'm like, there's some songs I can't listen to. Mm-hmm. It's just too much, rage, you know?
Yeah.
Or sadness. But I still love her.
Okay.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm, not cracking up at Victor anymore. Or Victor.
Yeah, it goes away.
How many owls would it take before you start to get, nervous? If you just saw, an owl land here, how many would it take before you start, freaking out? I've seen videos where people are like, 5, or maybe 20.
5 is an unsettling number.
I'm like, I think, 3.
3 would, yeah.
Actually, probably 1. Realistically, 1. I'm freaked out already.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, oh. And then if there's 2, I'm like, oh, maybe they're a little couple. And then 3, I'm like, oh, there's a family, or this is getting freaky.
You're like, who are you?
But I think 1. 1 would do it for me, yeah.
Okay.
1. Yeah.
I've never seen an owl in real life.
I've seen some. And they're just
here?
freaky. Yeah.
Have you seen how they, lift up the owl's feathers and their legs?
I just don't like how their heads... I don't like it.
I wonder why they do that.
That's what freaks me out about them.
Are weird. What's your favorite animal?
Sloth. I love sloths. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You never knew that?
Mm-mm.
That's a lore I have. I have a whole little shelf in my room with just sloth stuff. I have a mug.
Do they smell?
I don't know.
Have you seen one in real life?
No, that's on my bucket list though.
Okay. What else is on your bucket list?
I have a lot of things.
Okay, what's
skydiving, being an audience member at Jimmy Fallon or some talk show. Definitely not a guest. I've realized I can't handle that.
You're a guest right now.
An audience member of a talk show. Maybe James Corden, that would be fun. Something like that.
I'm not a fan of him.
No.
Is that the guy who sings?
Yes.
Oh.
I don't really watch his show, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I said him. I think I just like his karaoke, his carpool karaoke.
Yeah, me too.
So I just want to see that live air. I don't know. I don't know if they show that there now that I say that.
I would like to be on The Price is Right. Have you ever seen that show? Because you could win money.
A fun game show. Yeah.
And then they can pick you, they would select you, I feel like.
I don't know. I saw this one episode. I don't know why it stayed ingrained in my brain. Because I would always watch after school at my grandma's. And this one episode, they were like, we're going to pick whoever has their, driver's license, memorize the number. And so, or I think they gave them money. Never mind. They gave them money based on, how much, how many digits they memorized of their driver's license or something like that. And for whatever reason, that, stayed in my brain where I was like, I need to memorize this.
So do you know it?
I don't.
Oh.
But I had it in the back of my mind, I should probably memorize that.
Yeah. There's
I should probably memorize that. It's good info. It's your social security.
Yeah, it is kind of. I think of it what if you're driving and you're like, oh, no worries, cop. I have my number.
Yeah.
So I guess that would be the only way.
You know?
Maybe they were like suggesting something. They're like, you guys are getting pulled over.
I don't know.
What else is on your bucket list?
Go to Pig Island in the Bahamas.
What's Pig Island?
It's this island full of pigs. Like, just pigs roaming around.
What kind of pigs?
I don't know. Just regular pigs.
Do they swim?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So, Pig Island.
Do they like people or do they?
Most of them. I've seen some where, like, they might nibble you. Might take
Eat
a little
you?
bite.
Do you know pigs can eat you?
Well, I'm thinking hopeful thoughts.
Okay. Well, Jared told me one time that he said, and it scared me. I didn't eat pigs for a little bit because I go in and out with foods because I'm like, oh, it kind of grosses me out. But then one time we were eating like bacon or something, and he was like, yeah, pigs are nasty. Pigs are gross. They'll eat anything. And then he was like, yeah, like if you wanted to get rid of something, like the mafia, they used to like give them to the pigs.
Oh, yeah. Heard of that.
I was like, what?
Yeah, I'm thinking.
You still want to go to Pig Island?
I still want to go. I want to
Pigs
go.
will eat you. Also, I heard cats will eat you. Are you a cat person?
No,
Dog?
I'm a like my own dog kind of person.
But not any of it.
No,
And just any dog.
I'm a big fan of my dogs.
Mm-hmm.
If someone else had their dogs, I'm just like, I don't care for them. I
Yeah.
don't care. That's not my kid. My babies, though, I care. I love them.
Hold them close.
Yeah. Whenever like somebody else's dog's around, like it's chill. I'm like, hey. But I'm not a person that's like, oh, come here. I have friends
To
like
every
that.
dog.
Oh, yeah, to every dog, no.
You don't give it out to just
No,
every
because I feel like
dog.
I'm cheating on my dog.
Oh, yeah.
I come home and then he sniffs. You know? Like, they know. It's true.
She's like,
they
who have
know.
you been out with?
Yeah. So that's why I keep my distance with our dogs. Like, I got a
You're
dog
so
at home.
loyal.
I got a dog at home. It's true.
I got one at home. Sorry.
Yeah.
Can't pet you.
Like, how am I supposed to
What about this
explain?
one?
I didn't take you on a walk today, but I walked with this dog. Like,
Ooh, yeah.
yeah, it's not fair.
What are your dog's names?
My dog is named Macho.
Oh, Macho.
He's a Rottweiler, yeah.
After what?
I got that from a YouTube video a long time ago.
That's sick.
It was in high school. I was really wanting a puppy. Like, that was my graduation gift. I really wanted a
Aw.
puppy again because I had a weenie dog, but he was already getting old. And I wanted a big dog. So I literally looked on Craigslist, like, every day in high school, senior year of high school. And I was looking up, like, just any dog. I didn't really have a specific one in mind. But I started to watch this lady on YouTube. I don't even know her name. But she had, like, a dog, a Rottweiler channel. And then her dog's name was Macho. And I was like, I like that. And so, yeah. Part of also why I wanted a bigger dog is because I had some when I was younger. And he just feels safe.
Mm-hmm.
I also had a
Protected.
Rottweiler, now that I think about it, when I was a kid. And I really liked him. So I was like, maybe I'll get another one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you dog person?
I'm my dog person.
Oh, her
I'm
dog
a my
person.
dog person.
Get that? Get that right. Oh,
Love
not
dogs.
just any dog.
I love dogs. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to be that person like, ew, get your dog off of me. No, I'm just like, keep your distance, dog.
Mhm. I like
My
your,
dog. I'm
I like
"Come
your
here."
morals.
Yeah.
I like your morals.
Thanks.
I like your values with dogs.
I just like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
gotta consider them.
Yeah. What kind of things do you do when you're not working?
Go to the gym.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What do you like working out?
Right now, upper body a lot because my lower body hurts. My legs hurt. My knees hurt. My hip hurts.
Why?
I don't know. Everything hurts. And so I don't really do lower body these days.
It's because you're like very athletic. Tell a little bit about like your past.
I played soccer my whole life, so since I was 5. But yeah, I never had any major injuries, thankfully, growing up. And a lot of girls playing soccer do at some point because it's contact. And a lot of girls tend to like tear their ACL. It's like a pretty common thing.
Mm-hmm.
And thankfully, I never did. And I never had any major injuries. But I feel like that's catching up now. I feel like now's now
It's a little bit challenging.
wearing and tearing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Hey, that's cool.
and I've gone into running. So.
Running?
Mhm.
Wait. Soccer? What position are you?
I was a center
Okay.
midfield. Yeah. Or attacking mid.
That's sick. I don't know anything about soccer. But I've seen her play.
I like middle.
Let me tell you, this woman can play. I've seen her play, and I'm not even joking. She got it from like the halfway into the goal. So I'm going to brag on my friend right now and tell you that she's like the best soccer player I've ever seen. And she's kept up with it, so she's way better than you are. I'm just letting you know that. And if you ever want to scrimmage her, let me know. I'm just kidding.
Don't do it.
Don't. But if you want to run with her, let me know. Because she loves to run. This is something that you've taken up how many years ago?
2 now.
Okay.
I did my first 5K 2 years ago. Yeah. So, I don't know though. The knees are hurting. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
How many runs have you done since then? Do you know?
Definitely over 20.
Over 20?
Yeah.
That's cool. All 5Ks, or have you done any?
I've done, pretty much all 5Ks. 1 10K and 1 half marathon.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. And I signed up for my first full marathon yesterday.
Where's it at?
At White Sands.
That's so cool. Wait, which?
The missile range. It's the Baton Death March. Yeah.
I've heard that is like one of the most challenging.
Yeah, that's what everyone says. And I'm like, yeah, well, I figure once you sign up, you gotta finish it. So.
Yeah, and the registration is like really expensive too. So
Yeah.
it's like you can't really just like, oh,
I quit. No.
Yeah.
That's how I was for my half marathon. No training prior.
How was it?
It was good.
Yeah?
It was pretty good. My time was pretty good.
How many miles is a half marathon?
13.1.
Oh my gosh. And how much is a marathon?
26.2.
Okay.
So my mentality is like, if I could do a half marathon, it's just one other half.
What's the history behind it? It's just another half.
It's just another half.
Do you like eat anything, or what if you need to pee during
That's what I'm worried about. I'm not gonna
Okay.
lie. I do know pooping. Pooping yourself is like a common thing. And I've never done one, so I don't know how I'm going to react to it. But I didn't poop myself during my half marathon. So I'm excited to see how this full one goes.
What kind of runs have you done? Like, are there any themes or like?
I love a themed run.
Okay.
Those are the ones I prefer to do.
Okay. What kind of themes have you done in runs?
I've done the Cupid's Chase, Valentine's Day. I did a Mother's Day one in Hawaii. So that was fun.
That's so cool.
It was like all women and yeah.
Oh, just women could
Mhm.
sign up? That's cute.
It was a Mother's Day, yeah. So that was fun.
And you could run even if you weren't a mother?
Yeah. Thank God I made it.
Okay.
But Thanksgiving, the turkey trot.
Mhm.
That's a dream of mine. That's on my bucket list now. Become a turkey trot family.
Oh.
I used to always say marrying into a turkey trot family is like my worst nightmare because I hated running. But now it's like a dream of mine. I'm
To
slowly
be the turkey trot family?
I'm like slowly turning my family into runners. And by slowly, I mean I've convinced my brother to do it with me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one person.
Yeah.
But I want more.
A little bit more.
Mm-hmm. I want like a full family. I'm not kidding. I saw this girl on TikTok. It's like an annual thing. She posts her annual turkey trot video with her family.
That's
and there's
cute.
like 20 plus of them. Elderly people included. They have all their bibs and everything. That's what I want. That's what I want.
My family would not be running no turkey trot.
Well,
My
that's the thing. You don't have to run. I tell my family, like, just do
Just
it.
walk.
Like, you can
just
walk
go.
it.
Yeah. I
The
mean,
long-
it is fun. Yeah.
The
It's
longest
cold.
it'll take you is an hour max. Straight walking, an hour.
Yeah.
But now,
That's so funny. You know what my family's tradition? Turkey? Is we wake up and we eat pie for breakfast.
I want that
Very
to be a
different
tradition.
vibes of the turkey trot family. We're like, oh yeah, pie and coffee. We eat pumpkin. My mom will make pie and we'll eat it in the morning. And one of my bucket list things is to go to the Thanksgiving parade.
Oh,
I
yeah.
wanted to work in the Thanksgiving parade. So hey, Macy's, let me know because I really want to work and like coordinate the Macy's Day Parade. I think that'd be so fun. Or work it somehow.
I also want to do that.
Hey, let's do it together.
Let's do it.
Let's move to New York.
Maybe we do the turkey trot. Wait, where's that held? New York? Do they have a turkey trot before that?
They have to.
I was
have
like,
it.
I feel like that'd be
It's
a big
big,
thing.
yeah.
So like we trot it, and then we go to the parade after.
That'd
That'll
be
be fun.
cute.
An after party.
And after
After you run a turkey trot, you go to the Macy's Day Parade.
that's good.
How fun would that be?
The turkey. Oh, I don't know. That would be fun. Do you like Thanksgiving food?
I do. I love Thanksgiving in general.
Okay. What's your favorite
That's my
holiday?
favorite holiday.
What's your favorite holiday? Oh, that is.
Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Oh wow. What's
I
your
just-
favorite like food
Pizza.
of Thanksgiving?
Oh. Sneaky.
Whoa. Pizza.
Probably mac and cheese.
Okay. Homemade?
Yeah, my mom's a really good cook.
Okay.
Like really good. I'm trying to convince her to open up a restaurant.
Plug your
and
mom.
everybody else is trying to convince her too. Cuz I'm like, "Girl, you need to open up that business."
That'd be so cute. That's like a Hallmark movie.
She
Of, like,
really
a
is
mom.
like good though. I'm like, "Mom," cuz everybody compliments her food.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody. Even at my graduation for college,
Mm-hmm.
one of my friends was like, "Who made that green bean casserole? Like, that was good." And I was like, "My mom." And then even like at my brother's wedding, one of the people that went, the guests, was like, "Who made that green bean casserole?" She apparently makes good green bean casserole. I personally don't eat it.
Green bean casserole,
Yeah,
but mac and cheese.
but mac and cheese.
Hey, shout out Yvette's mom. What's your mom's name?
Melissa.
Hey, Melissa.
Mhm.
Is she gonna watch this?
I'll tell her.
You need to.
I don't know though. I
Tell
don't
her.
know if I'll watch it. I'm awkward.
It is really awkward. I think it's awkward too because I don't know. We're just shy. Well, I feel like I'm getting a little bit like more comfortable in front of the camera because I used to like being behind the camera. That's why I went to school for it. But and it's so embarrassing because like, well, okay, I know my parents are gonna be watching this, and then like my aunts and like family members all watch it, and I'm like, this is so embarrassing. Like, and then my mom put it on the TV, and I was like, Mom, don't put it up. And she's like, we're just watching your video. We just wanted to watch. And I'm like, don't watch it in front of me. It's embarrassing. And it's just the thing, like, you don't like hearing your own voice and stuff,
Mhm.
but you're like, sorry, that was my stomach.
It's okay. I have stomach issues.
Hey, we're just two girls with stomach issues
Mm-hmm.
and big dreams,
Big
hearts.
dreams. Mm-hmm.
Big hearts. Speaking of big dreams and big hearts, I was gonna talk about how I commented on
Oh,
that one guy's.
you can
Instagram.
tell 'em.
Wait, I don't want to be talking about like, oh, my friend is single and you guys like. Can we talk about the fart smeller?
Go for it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
We don't have to.
go for it.
Okay. So I was being a wing woman one of these days, and my friend Yvette mentioned a little crush she had. So my friend Yvette was talking about how she found somebody on TikTok who she had a little bit of interest in. Go ahead and elaborate on who this specimen of a human was.
His TikTok username is fartsmella02.
Fartsmella02.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He came up on my For You page quite a few times, and all of his videos made me laugh. His whole thing is he lip syncs videos very aggressively in his like bathroom. And by aggressive, I mean aggressive. It'll be like an upbeat song, and he's just like making stank faces and like.
He flares his nostrils.
Yeah,
out.
that's his staple.
He likes to flare them out like that much. Like,
yeah.
can you flare 'em? And then he uses a lot of mouth. Okay.
Oh yeah.
He uses a lot of mouth.
That's like his whole thing. Mm-hmm.
He uses every muscle in his face, is what we're saying. And he's really good at editing his videos, I would say.
Yeah.
Because they're very entertaining. Joanna Gaines from A Fixer Upper follows him. So if that doesn't tell you something, he's captured the audiences of many crowds. Yeah. So basically, we were sitting at a Dion's. And this is kind of usually how it goes with Yvette. Anything goes with Yvette and I. We have a lot of adventures. Well, anyways, we were sitting in this Dion's and she was like mentioning it. And I was like, oh, I'm going to DM him. I'm going to DM him on TikTok. Like, I'm going to go at him. And I'm going to be a wingwoman for my friend Yvette. And so I was like, hey, wait, should I read? Should I read it?
Sure.
Okay. Well, we're going to insert a TikTok of his. And Fart Smell It, if you're watching this, answer me back. This beautiful, lovely lady has eyes for you. She loves the creativity. What do you love about him?
It's
Actually,
just the
I can't speak.
goofiness. That's the big thing. Because I don't know anything besides he's funny.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have no idea who this man is, so.
Okay.
But he makes me giggle. Then we're off to a good start.
If he makes you laugh, that is a good thing. So I went ahead and did a little, I DM'd him on TikTok, and then I commented on one of his posts on Instagram, and I put, bro, I'm not even joking. I DM'd you on TikTok right now because my friend and you would make a lovely couple. We shot our shot. Please take this as a sign. My friend is your vibe. I will send you her information, and she has tried making videos like you, but she says she can't get the mouth right yet. But she's going to keep practicing, and she will duet soon. Is this something you have practiced yourself?
I attempted to do one, and I couldn't do it.
You couldn't.
I'm not that like aggressive. I couldn't make the faces right. I'm like a smiley
Maybe make
person.
Yeah, you are.
I'm a smiley. Either I'm smiling or I have like a resting face. But other than that, I'm not like, I don't give people dirty looks. I've like never gave anybody a dirty look.
Yeah.
You know?
Yvette's really good at like making TikToks. And she won't say it. And I feel like she would blow up.
Thanks.
She's like she slept on. That's what I'm going to say. She slept on. I've had the privilege of seeing some of her artistry that is done on the TikTok drafts. And let me tell you, she's holding back on you guys. Like, you guys don't even know.
I keep them to myself.
It's like
I have over
if
500 drafts.
Kept all of his artwork up to himself.
Well, now that you say that, I feel like
it's
maybe
like if Leonardo da Vinci didn't give us some great art pieces.
I'll consider it.
Yeah, you should.
I'll consider it.
This girl's so funny. She has the best TikToks. She has this one where she had like a big shirt because they gave her at Planet Fitness.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
What size?
I don't think
shirt?
I made a TikTok of that. I just made it was on Snapchat.
Oh, you needed to make that TikTok. You need to. Actually, I should have had you wear the shirt.
It was size 6X. 6X.
Imagine it on her frame. How tall are you?
5 foot.
Yeah. 6X on a 5-foot girl. Just imagine it. Picture it. It's insane. It looked wild. And that's just the kind of girl she is. Just a chill girl.
You're chill.
You're really funny. Do you have any puns for us or jokes you want to share?
I'll tell you my favorite joke. This is my favorite joke at the top of my head. What do you probably heard it. It's very common, but
You can share any joke that you've shared with me before. Rizz up my cameras, please. Rizz 'em up.
this one's a common one, but I like it. What do you call a fake noodle?
I don't know.
An impasta.
That was good, guys.
I like that one. Or like, what do you call a pig that knows corona? This one gets me every time. I can't. Are you sure that one was your favorite? Because this one you can't even finish it. What do you call a pig that knows karate?
A pork chop.
Yeah, but like it's funny because of the delivery of it. What do you call a fake pig? Or not a fake pig? What do you call a pig that knows karate? Pork chop. You have to deliver
that's
like
where,
that.
Yeah.
Pork chop? That's not funny. Like, oh, pork chop.
You.
Pork chop!
What was the one that you said to me a couple weeks ago and it was in Spanish?
Oh, was that my tiny mic? Was
No,
that the one?
We
Because
were
I
in my
did a tiny
kitchen,
mic joke.
and it was like a Spanish word.
I don't know any other Spanish ones besides the
Well, it
one I
wasn't a
did.
Spanish one, but it was like a. It was a funny one. It was one you saw on TikTok.
I think it was which one did I do on Tiny Mic? I have a little tiny microphone that I barely started using, and I've been telling jokes on them. I did one the other day, probably like last month now, but I forgot what it was. Well, I found another one. I'll share. I haven't made a Tiny Mic video on it yet, so this is an exclusive here. This one's also in Spanish, so sorry if you don't have Spanish. Maybe you should learn because this one's pretty funny. But it said, why did the tamale go to the hospital?
Why?
Tamalito?
That was good.
That one's pretty funny.
That was good. Our audience laughed.
Insert the laugh track.
It's really weird without it.
Yeah. Maybe an iCarly button.
Whoa!
Mhm.
Random dancing. Oh my
Oh.
god. I kind of feel like iCarly with this. This is so fun.
IKG. I don't know. No. I see this trend on TikTok where
What?
it's like, my name's blank, like make me a hard username or something, like Will or something like you know?
Mm-hmm.
And the comments are so funny. Like, I think someone one time was like, not my will be done, but yours, or something like that, like as a username. Like, they're funny, and they make usernames out of like the most random names too.
That's
So I was thinking one right now, like KG, you could put like KG no pounds or something like that. No pounds, just KG. There you go.
That's so cool. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
That was good. Someone at work used to call me Kilogram, and I'd be like,
That's what I think of too when I see it
or
sometimes.
Kevin Garnett, or
I don't know who that is.
I don't know.
Maybe you should.
Maybe
just-
boys know.
Oh.
I think boys know. What were you gonna say?
I was just like, I don't know. I don't know what I was gonna say actually.
KG, no pound.
Nope. Yeah, no pound, just KG.
I like it. Do you have any nicknames?
No,
No?
I'm kind of
Just
sad
Yvette?
about that. Yeah. Well, I have a nickname from my grandma.
You don't have to share it.
Yeah, I don't want to. I'm gatekeeping that.
Gatekeep. You don't get to know.
But she's the only one. Which
say
makes
it,
me
we'll
kinda
bleep
sad.
it out. It'll be like a cuss word.
Yeah.
Wait, say it. You don't get to know. I get to know. Tell us.
It is.
Wait, go like this. Look right into the camera.
It's like a short name, so it's gonna be fast.
If you can lip read, good on you.
They're not gonna get this.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, let me react.
That's the name.
Why that?
I don't know. That's just, I think that was her nickname growing up. And so I
Sounds a
said
little sus.
I never thought of it like that as a kid.
Okay.
It's
Well, yeah, as
you
a
know,
kid. Yeah.
even now, I'm like,
It's okay. I call my mom. I'm going to bleep this out. I call my mom.
yeah.
I call her. And close friends know that. And they're like, oh, what's her name? And they're like, oh, it's. And I'm like, she hates that name, though.
Mm.
So I have to bleep it out.
My grandma doesn't really call me that, though. Like, more. When I was younger, yeah. Hey,
What's your favorite, like, pizza? And from where? This girl loves pizza.
I love it so much that, like, I don't discriminate. I love pizza from everywhere. I'll eat Little Caesars. I will. It's not the best, but
It's cheap.
it's pizza.
Pizza's
So I don't really eat it, but I think the place that I get it delivered the most is Papa John's.
Papa John's?
Yeah.
Oh, controversial take.
I like Papa John's specifically because of
No.
the crust.
No.
I just love how thick it is. Yes.
Why does it always come with that little yellow thing? Why does it always come with that yellow thing?
The
and
little
then
pepper?
garlic.
I never
sauce.
use those. I'm basic. Yeah.
I
That
feel
is
like
probably a hot take here. I don't like anything on my pizza.
Oh, just
I'm a
cheese.
just cheese, girl.
So is Victor.
Yeah, Victor.
Yeah,
But
no.
that's because growing up, all we ate really was pepperoni. Like, my family wasn't a big, like, Supreme or anything extra. We just got pepperoni. And growing up, pepperoni was, like, really spicy for me. Like, actually, like, I couldn't eat it because it was hot. I was like, whew. So I would take the pepperonis off, and so I just got used to cheese. And
Girl,
my
what's your
family got
last
used to
name?
it. They got used to it, so they would order me my own. Like, every time my family ordered pizza, they'd get pepperoni, and then they'd get me my own cheese pizza.
Because it was too hot for you.
Yeah, it was too spicy.
What's your last name?
Juarez. I know. I know.
This
I
girl does
just
not
couldn't.
like
I
hot
couldn't.
food.
I
That's
couldn't, and
insane.
still to this day. Like, now it's not spicy. Now I can eat it. But I'd
I'm proud
really
of you.
rather not. Like, I'm not really a fan of pepperoni on my pizza.
Hey, I'm proud of you.
Can't, break tradition. So,
Just cheese.
but I do like ham. I like ham on my pizza.
You know that pigs can eat you?
She's trying to ruin my dream of going to Pig Island, and I'm not letting that happen.
I'm just kidding. I love pigs. Bring in my pig. I'm just kidding. I have a little pig. Throw her in.
My favorite kind of pizza, though,
I have so many stuffed animals.
this is the fancy one. You can't find this. Maybe you can, but I don't think you can find this at Papa John's. It's the margarita pizza.
Oh,
The
okay.
one with, like, basil and
Mm-hmm.
tomatoes on. Isn't it funny? Like, tomatoes on a pizza. Just more tomatoes.
Yeah,
Can't
that's
get
kind
enough
of
of
ironic.
it.
Margarita pizza? Yeah.
Mhm. Luna Rosa. That's where I like
Really?
the pizza.
I've
yeah.
never had that place. Is it good?
Mm-hmm. They have gelato there. I really like it.
Gelato.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever had gelato either.
Yeah.
How did you find Jesus? How did you come to know the Lord? If you even.
Growing up, I always knew of the Lord. I had a relationship with him. I give credit to my grandma for that. She was the one that always taught me and my cousins growing up to pray, and even as kids she would like do communion with us at her house, and I didn't even really know what communion was, but yeah, she would always have Jesus movies on and stuff like that. But never read my Bible, didn't grow up going to church, which ironically my grandma didn't either, so I don't know. I'm growing in my faith, and I'm starting to see like some discrepancies and stuff like that. But yeah, I credit my grandma for planting that seed for sure. And yeah, so growing up, knew the Lord because I really don't feel like I had anybody else to depend on but him. I found like a lot of strength and a lot of like comfort through praying to the Lord, but I didn't know who Jesus was. I didn't know who Jesus was. And that was like a key factor, right? Like, you don't know the fullness of the Lord until you know Jesus. So I knew God loved me, and I knew that like I wanted to like please him. I think I had that desire as a kid growing up, like from as early as I remember. I just remember like I just want God to be proud of me. Like, I don't know, he's good. And I always like credit my grandma for knowing that too, that like God is good. And no matter what happens in my life, I don't understand why things happen. Like, I just know God's good. And so what was I saying? I lost my train of thought.
It's okay, because we can always cut things out.
Okay. But yeah, God's good. So yeah, I don't know. Basically knew God was good growing up. Had a relationship with him. Knew he loved me. But because I didn't know Jesus, I really didn't have like a full understanding of what it looks like to know the Lord, because I was only seeing God as just, I guess, like I'm living my life and the Lord is like watching over it, but I didn't know what it was like to like surrender my life to him. And I didn't come to know Jesus until senior year of high school, because my brother actually was the one that talked to me about like going to church and like actually trying to like serve the Lord. He had this conversation with me about, I know you know God and you believe in him and you pray, but like, what else do you do for him? And that like kind of convicted me, because I was like, dang, you're right. Like, I do know God and I do love him, but like I don't do anything for him. And I know he's not a God that like bases his love on our works, but it just really like humbled me and convicted me of the fact that like there are things like he wants me to do with my life for him. And so yeah, that kind of put the seed in the back of my mind of like, I definitely need to go and actually discover more about this God I say I believe in. But I don't really know. Like, I don't know anything about the Bible or what like sin is or anything of that sort. I just knew what people told me. And yeah. And so senior year of high school, I decided, well, like stuff happened around that time. Like, I think I just started to realize like how, I don't know, not fully dependable people can be. Like, people I felt like were failing me in my life, and not intentionally, but I just kept getting hurt. Like, friends, hopes of a boy, like, oh yeah, heartbreak, I'll do that to you. But I just really was like realizing how I can't put my faith like in people like completely. Like, every person's gonna fail you. Like, every person will. Even the best person you know will fail you at some point, and that's okay. Like, they were never meant to be the one to uphold you. Like, no one has that power and strength except Jesus. And so yeah, around that time I remember saying this, and this is like a phrase I said a lot in high school, because I would get angry. I struggled with anger growing up a lot. I said, I'm done, and I said it just in that tone, done, like just like that. Every time like somebody made me upset or mad, like I just remember being like, I'm done getting hurt. Like, I just want to cut them out of my life. Like, I never did. I just knew like I had to be mature. I can't just cut people out of my life because they hurt me, but I knew it was out of frustration of just that feeling of like being disappointed by them. So I felt like the only solution was like, cut them out. You know, if you want to like get rid of the pain, cut them out. But I knew like I can't do that. And so I remember reaching that point, be like, I'm done, God. I'm done hoping and trusting in people. Like, I want to fully just pursue God. I need to focus on God. Like, I need to discover more of who he is and like just have that relationship with him. And so senior year of high school, it was 2018, the start, because that was like my New Year's resolution, was like, I'm going to go to church. I'm actually going to buy a Bible and like read it every day. And so that was the start of me like going to church and reading the Bible and actually discovering who Jesus is. And yeah, since then, grown in knowledge of the Lord. And yeah, Jesus is really the key factor of it all, because before, like, even as I was a kid, though I had the right posture of like wanting to please the Lord and like serve him, I know like secretly it was rooted in like self-righteousness a little bit. Like, you just want to feel like,
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. Like, and you know, that's not a bad thing. like to strive for like pleasing the Lord and being obedient, but like it's knowing why you're doing it. And I did it because I just want to feel good and I want to be proud of myself and all of that, instead of like I'm genuinely just want to do this because I want people to see Jesus. Like by doing these things, hopefully more people will know Jesus, you know? And that's like the difference. And yeah, through knowing Jesus, I've like learned what it's like to like not live with this constant like idea of your life in mind. It's just your life being surrendered to Jesus and letting him lead it, because that's really like now like the greatest desire. I think before, I think growing up, I don't think I really knew what I wanted to do or anything. I really couldn't tell you like if you asked me then like what would like make you pleased at the end of your life, like I probably would have maybe said like be a good person, you know, but I wouldn't know really what that entailed. But like now I'm like at the end of my life, I just want to know like I have like, I don't know, certainty that I tried to love everybody in my life like as best as I could, and I don't want any person who's met me to say like they didn't feel loved, because I feel like that's a lie. Like
Yeah,
we've
it is a
interacted
lie.
and like we've interacted, and like I just want to be a person that like you could tell Jesus is here, you know. I'm not perfect, definitely not, and there's moments where probably people have said like, are you sure you love Jesus because you got attitude, you know, or things like that. But I don't know, I just want like at the heart of it people to know like Jesus is kind of real, like, you know, there's something a little different there,
Yeah.
and it's not of this world, you know.
Yeah.
I
I feel
just-
like Yvette does that really well. She like showcases that so well, like insanely amount. Like when I first met Yvette, I would say like I just was like immediately welcomed, and I was like, I think we were helping each other with like a project, and she called me and I was like, I just like this girl. She is so sweet. Like there is like so much sweetness that comes out of you, like
Aw.
that it's like only God could give you that kind of sweetness, because you don't see that in the normal day to day with people. They're usually like bitter and hurt, and sometimes I feel like I'm like that too, but like you're one person that I know, and like even just being around you, like you and like you just bring out a lot of joy in a lot of people and a lot of sweetness in a lot of people. And like I think that's something so good that God has like given you the gift of like friendship and like just pulling good things out of people. And I just wanted to say that I'm proud to be your friend, and I'm so grateful that you like came to know the Lord like on your own. Like this girl went to church by herself at like in high school, and I was telling her like when I first met her, I would never have the guts to do that. Like I grew up in a Christian home. Like I only went to church because my parents took me, and it wasn't maybe until like a little bit after like I was ending high school is when I started going like more for myself. And I was like, Yvette was going by herself and just like seeking the Lord as like a young adult. And I think like the Lord is so proud of you. Like that is so cool. And I just think you just have like a beautiful desire to like see the Lord and like enjoy fun things in life. Like this girl, like you cannot have like I don't know if you've gotten this from this podcast so far, but like this girl like will want to do fun things with you, will want to like go on new things, new adventures. And I feel like that's how she is with like God too. Like she's like, oh, what's our new adventure today? Like what's our like, oh, I woke up today, and like what's our new adventure today? And I really appreciate that about you, because sometimes I can be a Debbie Downer. And I feel like, okay, so me and Yvette, I feel like now that I'm thinking of it, we're kind of opposite. But like the one thing that we have in common, and I think the one thing that like maintains friendship forever, and I think we've learned this in like a like Bible class that we've taken together, was that the only thing that really unites people together is something that is eternal, and that's Jesus, and that's his everlasting love and his everlasting promise, and like him in your heart. Like it can take very, very opposite people and unite them forever because he's eternal. And so I think that's something like I just realized right now, like we may not have a lot in common. I'm like, oh, Taylor Swift, nah. You're like, Taylor Swift, yes. I'm like we just have like, we do have very different interests, but I think we work because of Jesus. And like, this is a friend that like I've come to with really hard things, and she's come to me with really hard things, and it's like, oh, like we relate. And like I don't know, you're just a good friend, and I just wanted you to know that. And if you
You're
have
a
the
good friend.
privilege of meeting Yvette, she will say hi, and she will be sweet, and she will be kind, and she will crack jokes. And yeah, you're just an encouraging person to be around. And yeah, I just wanted you to know
Hey.
that.
I really appreciate that.
Hey,
I really do, because this isn't who I was. Like,
I know.
anytime people say, like, you're so sweet, I just, like, kind of laugh. I'm like, oh my gosh. But then I genuinely am like, God, like, thank you, Lord. Like, I'm genuinely like, thank you, God, because I'm like, oh, this wasn't me before Jesus.
I
Like,
don't know how.
I wasn't a super, like, bubbly and, like, I don't know. I just mind my business. And I wasn't ever, like, a cruel person. I wasn't, like, a bully going out of my way to torture people or anything. Like, I just stayed in my lane, but I had an attitude sometimes.
Mhm.
Like, once you mess with me, oh, like,
It was over.
you're on
for
the
you.
list.
Mhm.
Like,
Like Kevin Owens.
like, I'll keep that in mind. Like,
Oh,
I don't know.
Tab. Yeah.
Yeah, like,
You're
yeah.
not. I don't
Especially
see
if you,
that in
if
you at
you
all.
also, like, it wasn't just towards me. Like, if you hurt somebody I loved, like, I'm not going out of my way to come after you, but, like, again, mental note, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's just funny to me and, like, beautiful, because I'm like, this isn't who I was, Lord. That's how I know Jesus is real, guys. Because even growing up, like, on paper, like, I had a good rap, like, good student, you know, quiet, like, stayed in my lane. No enemies, nothing. Like, I just stayed in my lane. But I knew internally it's a little dirty in there, you know? There's a lot of, like, anger, bitterness, like, mentally I'm beating people up in my mind. Like, so
I think that's crazy. One
Yeah.
thing that surprised me about Yvette is like something that she told me one time, and I literally, I was like, I can never see that, because when I've seen her play soccer, and like they get aggressive out there, and this is how I knew like Yvette was a different person before she met the Lord, and then she met the Lord, and I can't even see that person anymore, because she told me that, like, oh yeah, I used to shove people, right? Like you used to like.
I was never like kind of.
You
Sometimes
kind of-
when I got mad, yeah. Not like I was a pretty, like I said, like
You were aggressive.
I had like a good like sense of like I want to keep good morals. Like I knew it was wrong to go out of my way and start. I never went out of my way to start things with people. I'm like, no, that's not wise. Why would I do that? Like, but if something came to me, how I react's different, you know? I kind of justify a little bit more. And so I never went out of my way to like shove people, but when they started shoving me, I shoved back. And one time I even shoved a girl because she shoved my friend. That one was intentional. I went out of my way to do that.
That's
But
crazy.
that's because she hurt someone I loved. Like,
Yeah.
you know? And
Yvette,
so
I could never see you doing that though. Like
yeah. So it's ironic now when I read people and I like get this mean vibe. Oh, it frustrates me because I'm like, oh, I know what that is. Like, that was me. Like, you have a lot of learning to do, friend. Like, there's a thing called empathy we gotta learn, and that's something the Lord definitely developed in me, because I said I mind my business. But because of that, I never took time to try and understand where other people were coming from. I was just like, oh, like, you're sad, you're crying. Well, too bad. Like, I got my own problems. Like, honestly, it sounds bad.
Bro.
But that was really the heart. And, like, the Lord has definitely helped me truly. Like, it's humbling because, like, to have empathy, you have to have humility. You can't be empathetic towards somebody unless you acknowledge the fact that you need help too. Like, you still need that level of grace, like that same level of grace that you desire. Like, you have to offer that to people too. It just doesn't make sense. How are you gonna expect, if somebody called you out on something you did, for you to say, well, like, oh, well, you don't understand, like, blah, blah, blah. And you expect them to hear you out. And yet, like, you're not able to do that to somebody else. That doesn't justify what you do. Like, you do need people to call some things out in you in, like, grace and love. But, like, I know at the heart of it, we all want to be understood. Like, in our bad decisions or wrong perspectives, like, we want to be understood. Like, let me explain why, like, I have this perspective, or I did this thing. Like, you don't know what place I was in when I did that. Like, we expect that sort of, like, understanding from people. We want to be understood. So if we expect that, you have to be willing to offer that to somebody, you know? Like, I'm willing to hear you out. I'm willing to hear and try to understand you and try to, like, understand where this is coming from. And, like, from there, you figure out how do we go forward from this, you know? So, yeah. I didn't have empathy. That was crazy. That's wild time. Didn't really care to know why people were the way that they were. And now I love it. I'm like, oh my gosh, tell me about your life.
You
like,
just love people.
I love hearing people's stories. Because, yeah, I think it's just like, yeah, all in their own way, a unique declaration of, like, the Lord's story, you know? Different ways of how the Lord's shown up.
Yeah.
You know? And so, yeah. And also, I just like learning about why people are the way they are, too, because I'm like, you're quirky. Like, every person's quirky. Even if you're cool. Like, you're a cool guy or cool girl. Like, you're quirky. You have a quirk. There's something in you that's, like, niche and, like, dorky a little bit. Like, you're dorky when you're alone. I know it.
What was that? You like this one guy on Instagram because you were like, oh my gosh, look it, he has like a sauce collection of, like, yes, and that's like, that reminds me of that. Like, he had a, like, what was it?
He had like a pack, like, it was in a binder. It was like a collection of packets of sauce. So he had like ketchup and ranch and like all these different unique sauces from different restaurants. And he's like keeping collection of them. And like, I loved it. I was like, that is so cool. Like, that's just so unique. Like, wow. Like, that's something worth celebrating. Like, the level of creativity, like, that's so fun.
He had one of Taco Bell, and it was so funny because he was like, yeah, I'm been looking for the blue, like, the cool ranch.
He was looking for a specific sauce from Taco Bell.
And it's like, who would go out of their way for that? But that guy, he's obsessed with that, and respect.
Yeah.
Love that for him.
I love learning people's things. I'll admit to. Maybe it's just me. Like, I obviously have my little, like, lures. I've said this before. I don't really like things. I like love. Like, when I like something, I don't like it. Like, I love it. Like, pizza, I love it. Like,
What's another thing?
sauce. Like
Sauce.
I said, like,
yeah, Ryan Gosling.
Like,
She loves Ryan Gosling.
I just love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, you know, there are a lot of things I don't like. I don't like onions. I don't like mustard. I don't like olives. I don't like sausage. I don't like spicy foods, really. I've grown a little bit, but yeah.
I feel so bad. One time I made her, like, I made you something with, like, hot. Or my mom made something hot.
She made, like, enchiladas.
Yeah, and I felt so bad.
They were
them.
I said her name. Bleep it out. Bleep it out.
She said
Let's keep saying
she's cussing, guys. She's cussing it up. Testimony, what? She's cussing. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So, what do you think the Lord is speaking to you now? Like, going into this new season, new year, new you. Like, I guess, like, what is the Lord speaking to you now about your life, or, like, any plans, or what are your big prayers, or?
I think this year, I feel like it's gonna be a lot of, like, change. Like, just, like, stepping out more in faith. Like, because, I don't know, something I feel like I'm not the best at, which the Lord is, like, definitely showing me I need to take more, like, risks in the sense of just trusting Him. And, like, yeah. One of those things is, like, looking for a new job. I'm gonna try and go back to school. That kind of scares me. I don't know.
What do you?
I don't know.
What? was?
See, I still don't know.
Okay.
But I gotta, like, I don't know. Something I keep saying is you gotta risk it to get the biscuit. Like,
I don't like biscuits.
like, I think just stepping out in faith, really. Not, like, taking crazy, like, risks that really aren't, like, rooted in, like, time with the Lord and praying and seeking his, like, guidance on it. You can't be risking. That's, like, not wise. But, like, trusting him more in, like, the things that appear really scary and, like, knowing that if it is his will, like, you don't have to worry, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so, because, yeah, I think, like, I wouldn't step out. Like, maybe there were certain things I feel like getting a new job. I'm like, I feel like the Lord wanted me to do that a while back, but I was just scared because I was like, I don't know what else, like, there is. And secondly, even if there was something, I don't feel like I'd be good at it. Like, just counting myself out before even trying. And so I think this year is really about just, like, taking that risk and trusting in the Lord about it, because it really is just a matter of, like, seeking the Lord above everything else. And when you do that, like, everything else will fall into place. And I kind of, like, lost sight of that after college, because prior to like graduating college, I was heavy in that. Like, I would put off doing assignments. Like, I was like, I gotta read my Bible. Like, I gotta go to, like, Bible study. Like, I don't care if I have assignment. Like, the Lord will provide. Like, I was so, like heavy on that. And I really was, like, I had so much trust in the Lord about that. Like, it didn't matter what it was. I remember being like, you think God's gonna be mad that I chose to spend time with him over doing this assignment? Like, I, like, was heavy on that. And I was a good student. I still graduated.
She was a good student.
It wasn't like I was just, like, not being a good steward of what he'd given me, but I was just heavy on, like, seeking him, and that created so much more trust. And I think that kind of fell away after college, because prior to that, like, I think I kind of had that safety net of, like, I was in school, so, like, no one really was asking what my plans are. And I think after I graduated, that's when everybody asked, like, what are you doing? What's next? But, like, suddenly, like, that question, I think, started to turn more into, like, what am I doing? What are you doing? And, like, I feel like the enemy started to twist that and, like, have me, like, focus more on, like, myself and seeing my future being in my own hands a little bit more, because not many people are going to be satisfied with, like, oh, I'm just going to trust in the Lord and see, like, you know, like, I think
nobody's satisfied with that. Not one bit. Nobody's satisfied with that.
No one's just like, oh, okay, like, they're going to want to know, okay, but okay, cool, but,
What
like, what are you actually going to do?
How are you going to make money?
What actually are you planning? That's cute, but, like, actually.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, like, where I got in that mindset more of it relies some on the Lord, but right now it feels like it really relies on me. And so
okay.
I think that's really where it started to have all of my trust in believing, like, oh, like, God will provide, of, like, yeah, but you got to take some responsibility too. And that kind of turned into trying to get more control about it.
Like, you have to make a way for God to use you.
Yeah, like, God will weed it out, but, like, I really have to be the one to be in charge here. Like, which, yeah. Yeah, that was, it's been a journey still.
That's good, though.
You know?
I think that's like, it is true. Like, post-grad, people will ask you, and this is something that I feel like everybody's going to learn. Like, everybody will want to know what you're doing. Yeah. Everybody's going to want to know, like, what are your plans? Yeah. What are you up to?
They don't even start off with, career? Hey, hi, how are you? No, like, actually, no one's really started that. How are you doing?
Might be a comparison
like, have you done anything, like, fun recently? Like, what has brought you joy recently? Like, no one asks that question.
Ask that question next time you see somebody that you haven't seen in a while.
Like, checking in on the person, not just, like, on their plans. You know? And I know it's sometimes, it is a lot of times, like, out of a genuine, like, just curiosity. Like, oh, I want to know what you're up to. Like, what's going on, you know? Like, you mean that, like, genuinely.
Let's come up with some things that you can say instead of your career path or something like that. What are some things that you could say?
Like, as a response?
As a response.
What are your plans?
Okay. Okay. Hey, Yvette, what are you up to since you graduated?
I've been having fun, living life. How are you? How are you doing? And you turn it back on them.
This is what I say. Now I told my mom, and I go back
I liked
and
what
forth.
she said before. She's like, when people ask, I remember you saying, like, when they ask, what do you do? You're like, my best. I love that.
I just do
and
my
how,
best.
How do you respond negatively to that?
Yes, but sometimes it's like adult people that are in my church or like adults, and I'm like, oh, I have to tell them. And sometimes I'm like, like it's like just shame. Shame wants to come and steal your joy.
I feel like, keep going.
But I felt okay. And sometimes I don't feel good because I feel like, oh, I'm like just starting out and like everybody's doing these great things and everybody's contributing to society so much more. And I have a podcast that I'm just starting, and it's not like the greatest thing yet, but I have fun. And you know what?
That's what I love.
She loves that about me.
Fun. I love having fun. I genuinely like, oh my gosh, Lord, if I could have fun professionally, like, sign me up.
She wants
Sign
to
me
be a
up.
professional
I will
friend.
never retire from that job. Have fun professionally. Like,
yeah, that makes sense.
you know?
But it's like, it's true. You don't need to have, I think if as long as you have like God in your life somehow, if God is in your mix, you're fine. He should be enough for you that he like nothing else really matters. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like the Lord is like in my heart. I'm trying to seek the Lord more. I'm doing my podcast. I work at Starbucks. That's it. And I went to school for film. And I want to use that degree more.
And see, all that, and like his greatest treasure still is KG.
Hey, thanks.
All that stuff she did. It's cool. Like, he's proud of her.
It's
but like that doesn't really mean anything to him. It's just the girl.
And he just
Her
wants
heart.
my heart. Yeah.
Yes!
He loves me. He loves you.
He does.
He loves Victor.
Victor!
He loves.
He loves. But it's so true. Like, something that I have to be reminded of, which I forget very easily, is like when Jesus, when he got baptized, remember, and like the Holy Spirit descended on him like a dove, and like the Lord said, "This is my son in whom I'm well pleased." And it was before he started his ministry. Like, he didn't do anything like up until that point, you know? And like, even in that moment,
And he was still pleased with him.
he was just pleased. He said, "My son in whom I'm well pleased."
I could cry.
Like, I lose sight of that easily. And I do think, like, it's not, I think sometimes that feeling of, like, anxiousness and, like, anxiety, because I want to serve God, like, and, like, part of that is through my career, my job, and everything, so, like, it does feel like I have to make decisions to honor him, and so it's,
I have to make coffee to honor him. I have
it's
to make
true,
a
though.
frappuccino. I have to make a latte
I have deadlines to
honor him.
meet. I have 5 minutes to get this drink done.
I have to
But, like, isn't that
grade
fun,
these
though?
papers.
If that, like, yeah, that was, like, your
To
only
honor
job.
him.
Like,
Yeah.
he's just proud. Like, just to see, it's not the job necessarily that you're doing. Like, because, yeah, if you're a doctor, you're really saving lives here. Like, he is proud of you for that. But it's just more so, like, the heart of why you're doing it. Doctor, they are literally save people's lives, but, like, serve the Lord. Starbucks, they're to serve the Lord. Like,
Substitute
just
teacher.
it's
They're
literally
to serve the Lord.
just like
and
a little
serve the
stepping
kids.
stone. The job's like the stepping stone for you to do the actual work, which is like showing Jesus to people, loving on people.
Yeah.
That's just like the little stepping stone to that. You know, your job's the vessel to do all of that.
Yeah.
'Cause, yeah. But what I was gonna say when I was like, oh, I was gonna let you finish. When you were like, there's a lot of shame about it. See, I feel like a big part of that, like why there's shame, why I think for me at least, like why there's shame is because I just don't feel like people are satisfied with my answer. You know, like if I were to say, and like, I don't know, even when I say I love what I do, people are not satisfied. Like they're like, but you can do better. Like, and I understand like the heart of they want what's best for me. And I definitely know like I can, like, I don't want to achieve more in the sense, just to have a little bit more stability and stuff like that. But I don't know. It's just like that's not enough, like for people still, even if you find something you enjoy, you know. And so that's where like, you get a little embarrassed. Like, I don't want to say what I do because,
Yeah.
like, you're judging me already off of it, you know?
And it's like, it doesn't matter.
and
it's
like,
hard
I
to
don't
feel
care.
that.
I don't care if someone tells me, like, I don't care what your job is. Like, I genuinely don't base off people's, like, value on what they do. It's truly, like, who they are.
And their heart and what they,
Yeah, I don't care. Even if you're a doctor, cool, bro. But like,
Yeah.
I was just like, but are you a nice person? Like,
Yeah.
I don't care what you do.
Do you love people? And
Yeah. Judging you heavy on that, friend. Like, where's the heart?
I think that's what you should take away from this is like, it shouldn't matter like what you do. It's just all just your heart. And
It really is. It really
It
is.
really
I'm
is.
telling you, because like, I'm not a main teacher,
don't please anybody.
but I feel very fortunate because I've had the opportunity to love on like pretty much all the kids at the school because I'm always switching classes, whereas like teachers, like main teachers, have their specific class for the year. And that's not saying that like they're not still doing the Lord's work, but I have a unique way of like loving on kids that they don't have the privilege of because they just have their class for the semester, where I'm like daily in different classes, different places, different ages. Like, I don't know. I
That's
feel
cool.
very fortunate. That's why I love it. Like, I like practically know all the kids by name from pre-K to 8th grade. Like,
That's so cool.
yeah. And,
a hard
and it's
job.
fun. Like, I've actually established relationships with some of my, like, students' families.
Mm-hmm. And
Even
like,
though I'm not a main teacher, but, like, I even
Yeah.
had, like, a parent ask me to, like, tutor her son and stuff like that. Or she even asked me, which I need to get back to her on. She asked me last semester if, like, for spring break this year, if I could help because she's, like, going to a wedding and she needs, like, somebody to watch her kids. And they're going to Florida. And she was like, we will buy your ticket. Like, we just need somebody to watch the kids. And, like,
what?
what? And
That's cool.
yeah, like, just so many unique relationships established through my silly little job. Like, you know, I feel very, like, fortunate.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah. I don't know. It's just a stepping stone,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
You're important, and I hope you know that you're important. And we're going to close it out with some prayer. You want to lead us in prayer?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
We're holding your virtual hand right now.
Pinky. Okay. Thank you, Jesus, so much for this time, Lord God. Thank you that I was able to come on my friend's podcast. God, this is so cool. This is so fun. I love fun, Lord. And like, I might cry. I knew I was going to cry on this podcast. It's just anytime I talk about Jesus, I cry because he's so awesome. I wasn't even emotional.
It's okay.
Literally, my hair, I'm like in white chicks. But like, literally, even in like my interview to work at the nursery, like in 2019, he just asked me how I came to know the Lord, and I started crying. I was like, oh my gosh, in an interview, this is embarrassing right now. But this is what Jesus does, guys. He softens your heart, and he's really tender, and I have a tender heart. But back to the prayer. Back to the prayer.
Yvette, we do not judge. I just wanted to say Yvette is very sensitive and she has a good heart. And
Things just
emotions,
impact me
yeah.
deeply. Good, bad. I just feel things deep.
she does
But,
feel things
you know,
deeply.
deep sorrow, deeper joy, too.
Yeah,
You know?
that's how you get that.
But Lord, I am thankful for KG in this podcast because this is so fun, God, and it truly is a gift and such a blessing to all of us. It has been such a blessing to my life, God. I look forward every week to see what nuggets of truth I'm able to discover through listening to my friend talk, and I'm just so thankful that I have a friend like that, Lord. I haven't had many friends like that in my life, and so I'm just so thankful for KG. She has served as such a beacon of light in my life and somebody who has helped just remind me of your word and your truth, Lord God. She's a friend who lovingly knows how to correct and point me in the right direction, God, and just honestly be a friend who also knows how to have fun. God knows, like, I like a friend who can do both. I'm so thankful for her and just the ways that you're using her and using this podcast to reach people, Lord. And I just pray that throughout our friendship, God, you just continue to help us grow in our love for you and love for each other. And I just pray that you just continue to guide both of us on our upcoming journeys throughout this year and life. Lord God, I just pray that you help direct our paths and help remind us every day that you are the greatest thing we ought to seek, Lord. So please put your word on our hearts every day and help guide us and just genuinely remind us of your truth, Holy Spirit. We love you. We thank you, Jesus. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Let's end it on. I love you.
I love you, Fran.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Hey,
I'm
this
like
is
calm
fun.
now.
Vector. I want to say thank you for watching and thank you for joining us on this emotional roller coaster of joy.
Yeah,
and
lots of joy
joys and tears of joy.
I cry out of like genuine joy. Don't be like, oh my gosh, is she okay?
We're
Just
okay.
because you serve me another. Like I cry because of that. It's
I'm
a
so
regular
grateful.
thing, so don't be weirded out. Be weirded out if I'm not doing that. Like
Stone.
yeah, like just she hasn't cried. Like I'm concerned when I don't cry. So.
We love you and thank you for watching our episode. We hope to see you next week with our next guest and our Valentine's episode. So,
What?
yeah.
We'll see you all.
Bye. Give us a big wave.
It's a story of our love.